Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist. And let's see if I remember how to do this. It feels like forever since I've done a live stream. So hopefully everything's going all right. I want to say happy holidays to everyone. Happy New Year. Here we are at the end of 2022, the end of December. And so I wanted to do a December video. I did one before where I almost exploded a motherboard and did explode a video card, but I fixed it. Let me say hi to people in the chat. Mitch Kramer, Garth Beagle, Eric's Edge, and Starbuck Tech. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Mitch Kramer says, one of my favorite games. I used to play, I saw my 46 SX25 and it was choppy. Had a friend with a 386 DX33 and it played so much better. Oh, and One Bit Fever Dreams is here. How's it going, One Bit? I loved Descent. A year ago, let's go over to this. A year ago, I did my first little test stream. I think it was November, where I took apart a Compudyne system, and we'll get back to that case in a little bit. And so this was the motherboard out of that system, and this motherboard made an appearance a few weeks ago on the channel when I tried to put this Visa local bus slot right there, and it was not successful because it turns out that this was a proprietary ECS connector. I've done some poking around, and I think it might actually be like all the proper signals for a Visa local bus, but they're all in different locations. So I think I want to come back to this someday. I was going to show the performance of Descent on this system, but I popped off the crystal to try to change it, and these crystals are a pain in the butt, and I think my 25 megahertz crystal might have died here. So this motherboard is currently not working, but not due to this. It's because of something I did this week. I've had a really bad week of messing around with computery bits. I've lost 3 hard drives, and so I've had to reinstall DOS a whole bunch of times, and so it's been fun to go back to floppy drives and getting all that stuff done with DOS. I haven't done this in a long time. Do I have any PC with game port? I do have, it will be a game port on this system by the time we're done. So what I wanted to show is sort of the performance of Descent with a sort of a standard 486 system. And so what I have here, this is a 486 Visa local bus system, so it has a somewhat faster video card. I've done some benchmarking on assorted 486 systems, and the description of this video has a link to this document if anyone wants to check it out. So I've been trying to get a sense for, for 486s, what kind of performance can we get? And so if we look at these 3 compared to the next 3, right? So these are all 486 systems. Let's go down here to Doom. If we look at the Doom high quality, we're getting like 14 to 16 frames per second with the ISA video card, and 20 to 25 frames per second on a Visa local bus. And so you can see there's a nice little performance increase when switching to Visa local bus. But if we go down to the next set, which is the system we're going to build today, we see a much bigger increase. We're getting like 40 frames a second for a lot of these things. So I have them all set to 1 decimal place. It's just that the columns are all different size because I want to be able to read the headlines. But essentially what we can see is from this is that having a PCI video card really adds a lot of performance here. Some of it has to do, I'm sure, with the memory bandwidth that's on this card or on this motherboard. So we can see we're getting 137 megabytes per second compared to half of that with the other motherboards that I have. And so this motherboard is a pretty big upgrade, and it should help out a lot. Oh, okay, yeah, getting the decimal places for like this 5. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, 1 bit. I know. I should I should do that. All right, so let's get out of this and let's get to some showing this thing off. Let's go here. Let's go here. Okay, so hopefully this system will not crash. So let's play some Descent 2. And ultimately, I want to use this to play Descent, but there's no easy way to check the frame rate in Descent, and so Descent 2 has a little frame rate counter, and so we can check that out. So I'm going to shut the lights off, or reduce the lights so you can see the TV better. Hey, Justin D. Morgan's here too. How's it going? All right, so if we go in here, new game, we're just going to leave this on rookie. Ooh. Yes, my new nickname is medium mediocre meteorologist. All right, let's get out of here. Come on, let's start our game. We don't want to see all these intro things. Okay, so if we type in here frame time, we'll get a little frame rate counter. We got to hit R again. Okay, so here's our little frame rate counter. We're like, 10 frames per second here. What we're going to do is pop out of here. And we're going to watch the demo and watch the frame rate during the demo. Okay, so you see we're getting like between 2 and 3 frames per second for most of this. I will admit that I am not giving this 486 its best chance. So this motherboard has a few weird quirks where when I save the RAM timings, it doesn't always save them. So I haven't double checked to make sure my RAM timings are correct here. So it might be a little slower there. This is also a Trident Visa Local Bus video card. And so this is not the fastest Visa Local Bus video card you can get. I have a Cirrus Logic that's actually quite a bit faster than this one, but this seems to be about the performance of a high-end ISA video card, which the motherboard from the original computer that we're working with here had only ISA bus available to it. And so we're only gonna, I'm trying to compare this kind of similarly as possible to the original system. You beat Systems Shock on a 386 with 1 frame per second. All right, so you can see there that was not great. It kind of went up a little bit sometimes to like 7, 8, maybe 10 frames per second, but it's not a really pleasant experience to play on this 486 system. So let's switch to this. Let's turn some lights back on. Woo, okay. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. No, we don't want to watch that again. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to do all I can to make sure this hard drive doesn't corrupt during the course of today's video, because I just have had too many corruptions this week. All right, so let's power this thing down. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. QuickTime movies on a 386. When I first started playing with the old Macs, I was like, why can't I play QuickTime movies on my Macintosh SE? Oh, I said this wasn't a Mac video, but this is actually a DVD drive out of a Mac G4. And so it actually saved the day because I needed an IDE drive that could read CDs properly, and all my other ones were acting buggy. So it is sort of a Mac video today. Okay, let's get rid of this. We don't need that. We don't need this. And we don't need this. Let's unplug some things. So Justin, I was falling asleep last night. Did you wind up getting that 386 board to work? It seemed like kind of a long shot. So what we need out of this computer is the sound card, and so this sound card is an ESS 1869F. This is sort of just a generic sound card, but the ESS audio drives were decent enough sound cards. I don't need anything particularly special. Can I use my little postcode reader? All right, so again, this was our Trident TUGI 9400 CXI, which is not the best PCI or Visa Local Bus video card, but it kind of represents the transition between ISA and Visa Local Bus, so it's relevant somewhat. Okay, I gotta pull this CPU out of here. It's more broken now. Yes, I have the same issue. This motherboard actually, it's got 3 Visa Local Bus slots, 256K cache, only 30 pin SIM slots, which isn't so great. And it doesn't have a ZIF socket. It's a LIF socket, low insertion force. This is one that I repaired before. This one had massive battery damage. This was one I got at a yard sale. And so I repaired all that, and it's generally okay, but I think I need to get a new version of the BIOS. I think there is a newer version of this BIOS out there. And so if anyone is in need of a 486 Visa Local Bus motherboard, hit me up, let me know, and I can probably help you out here. So, where's my gooder? Okay. All right, so what we're moving to, we don't need any of this. Oh, look, man, I just made a pile. I just piled crap on top of crap. All right, we don't need any of this. All right, so this motherboard was one I got at VCF, the VCF East swap meet, and I was super excited to come across this thing. I'm gonna pop this out for now because this is kind of cheating. And put in the 486. And let's see. With 486s, always double check your orientation. So there's a square pin. There's a little cutout here on this corner. And the silk screening will have sort of an angle. Sometimes it's not so easy to see because the silk screening can kind of run under the socket. So yeah, this was from VCF East swap meet, and I got this thing, and it did not post. It turned out, and this was something I did while on one of Dave's streams one day. I was poking around, and there were a bunch of bad solder joints on this chipset chip. So just reflowed those, and it posted. Then the issue was that the keyboard wasn't working, and it was giving me a weird keyboard error. And so I found out that there was a bad inductor right there. And so I replaced that inductor, and this board is good to go now. The other thing I'll point out here that's really cool about this system is it had a socket. And when I was trying to figure out what this socket was for, turns out that you could buy a SCSI chip to put in that socket, and then you have SCSI built in on the motherboard, which on a 486 is pretty freaking cool. The other nice thing is it has 2 IDE ports. It does have a broken pin, so I have to check and see what that pin is, but I might have to replace that pin someday if I want the secondary IDE slots. It also had a bad real-time clock, so we did the little mod and ground that out and put a CR2032 on there. And also this has a 256K cache module on it. So what we're gonna do is install this system in the original Compudyne case. Okay, but we have a giant mess of wires here. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this thing. Okay. Put you over there. Take you down. Put you over there. All right. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this is this Compudyne case. So Compudyne was the house brand for CompUSA. And so they had their own little built systems that you could buy. And I think they even offered a little bit of customization. And this is just a really cool case from the mid to late 90s. Look at all this beautiful little triangle design, this nice teal accent. This doesn't actually do anything, unfortunately. It is indeed a very 90s case. Steve Mac84 is here. How's it going, Steve? Yeah, triangles are nice. We don't get triangles in Mac cases. We only get like round stuff. Yeah, I could probably turn the triangle into a maybe a I don't know, turbo button if I wanted to slow this system down. Nice little hard drive cage. There's actually another nice feature of this case right here. Oh, can't see it. Look at this. It's hinged. Ooh. Very fancy. We're not going to use that one. Dynamic. Yeah, so turbo buttons. I actually don't think this motherboard we're going to use has a turbo button. So yeah, with some systems, if you had the turbo position closed, it would make your system the normal speed, and sometimes if you had it left the position open, it would make your system normal speed. And then turbo was effectively just slowing the computer down so that you could use older software. I didn't actually check this ahead of time, but it should be good. Yeah, we're in a baby AT case here. We are set. Okay, so don't need these little standoff jobbies. Where did I put my pliers? These come out very easily with these bent pliers. You gotta have a DOS machine floating around, right, Steve? I remember there was like a Pentium 166 system or something that you have around for doing something around there. Oh, DOS compatibility card. That would be a fun one to do for December. Yeah. If anyone wants to send me one of those for free, I'd be happy to take it. Okay, so let's double check what we have for standoffs. Oh, are you kidding me? Our motherboard is too big for this case. We fail. Oh, it's a fail stream. It's a fail stream. Oh, that's sad. Oh, I really wanted to use this one. Let's see. What if we get it down below this little thing? Get a saw. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're just slightly too big for this case. This lines up perfectly, so we got all of our spots there. But we're actually not gonna fit. Wow. Oh, that's upsetting. All right. Well, I think I have a backup plan. So keep an eye on here for a second. At the very least, we'll just use the motherboard and do a test to see if we can check the performance of this system. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. Ooh, that's a shame. I really wanted to use that computer. That computer case. All right, so let me take these screws out here real quick. I think we might run into the same problem. So that motherboard is a Zeos something or other. It might have had a proprietary case or something. That's wild. So I get this case cover off. Well, I mean, I could put the board in my bands or my table saw. That'll get a nice even edge. Some might say an Eric's edge. Oh, this one's gonna work. Okay. All right, so look at this one. This is a full tower. So this will feel like the performance it deserves. Big honkin' case, bigger than the Big Bad Bench. Okay. So I was saving this one for a special occasion, but we'll be okay. Pop all this stuff out. Yeah, AT cases are kind of a pain in the butt right now. This was one that I found up in New Hampshire. A computer business had like a whole room of stuff that they were like, I just want this stuff out of my workshop. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I can take it. I think I paid the guy like $30 for the whole room of stuff. And so this, when I saw this in the pile, I knew everything, the whole system was going to be worth it just for this. All right, so, oh yeah, one of the things I wanted to point out, so for these 9-pin and 25-pin serial ports, you have to be very careful, and also for the parallel ports, there's no parallel port in this one right now, because they're not all wired the same. And so, like the motherboard that I was working with earlier, that one, I could not find. I have a little bin of old 25 and 9-pin serial ports, and I could only find one of them that actually was the correct way to wire it up. And so I check it with ground just to see if the ground is wired up properly. And if you can find that the ground is in the right position, then you can try it after that point. Hey, Trina's here. How's it going, Trina? You got any 486 laptops to work on today? It's not a tiny board. It's the same size as the other one. It's just that when you're in a case that's as massive as this one, it seems tiny. Alright, we're going to do this way. So these little standoffs can be a little annoying. So we're just going to pop this off this way. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, i7. Okay. So this is actually a really nice Asus 486 motherboard that I want to play around with someday. Apparently this one lets you put up to 512K of cache, which is pretty cool. Oh, no, actually, it has jumper settings for up to 1 meg of cache. That's crazy. Sorry, gotta get this other little standoff out of here. It's a mega cache. Okay, set that aside. Got our standoffs. Another annoying bit about 90s computers is that some of these standoffs were different heights, and so you can't always just assume that your standoffs are going to work, but these look pretty close, so we're going to use those. Alright, now where did I put the good motherboard? Too much crap. Too much crap. Okay, here we go. So I think we might... So normally how you put these in is you put it in and then you slide it upward. Oh yeah, I think there'll be enough room here. I was just worried that since this board is a little bit longer that it might not have enough room down there, but I think we're good. Okay, so then the other thing we can see is that we have space for another screw standoff in this case. I would have liked to have cleaned this case a little bit more before starting this project, but it'll be okay. So let's see if we can find the proper standoff. Double check to make sure there aren't any other standoff locations. Oh, yep. There's one there. Is the keyboard port not fitting right? No, I think it'll be okay. So that AT lines up there. Yep, it's lined up properly. So this is the serial port, and I just have it dangling right now because I'm gonna pop out one of these little holes and screw it to the case like a real computer. Gonna have to get a there we go. I'm gonna use a real wrench. Okay, so another thing, standoffs can have different screws. The big bad wrench can have different threads on them, and so this one is a 632. Also the threads on the inside can be different diameter, and I think this one's a 3mm. Yep. So this is kind of annoying that you have a 3mm screw that needs to go into a 632 standoff. So what I need to do is find some standoffs that are the same height. These look pretty good. And these are actually all 632. So that'll make things a little bit easier. So we're going to put 3 standoffs. We're going to leave the original one out. Put 3 new ones in. So some of these 486 AT style cases let you take out the motherboard tray. This one does not, unfortunately, which would have been really useful. Okay, so we have this. Screw that in. Oh, I'm so upset I can't use that CompuDyne case for this system. Oh well, we'll use that one for the Asus motherboard when I get to that project. Let's get all of our wires out of here. Okay, so that one and that one we don't need. Gotta put our standoffs on here and here. And stick one in the middle. And another one in the middle. And a couple more. Oops. That one's about to break, so we're not going to use that one. It's like the holes were too small for that one. Oh, come on, thing. There. Okay. So let's see if we can get this all finagled in there. It's always kind of fun putting in AT motherboards. These stupid slidey standoffs. Got this giant power cable. So what I'm gonna do is actually turn this on its side. Oh, this is gonna make a mess. I don't want to scratch my beige. Okay. So if you turn it this way, you can kind of see where all these standoffs need to go. Sometimes getting a different perspective can help you see things more clearly. Then you could just kind of cram it in there. Just cram it in. There it goes. There it goes. Like a glove. Alright. Screw, screw, and screw. This is actually going to be the most secure 486 because you could see that when they originally installed this board, they were only using one screw standoff. When I put my screws into motherboards, I like to use the flat bottoms. Sometimes these screws can have little serrations underneath. I don't like to use those because they can kind of tear up the holes, or tear up the blah 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 blah. What's it called when you have the solder around a screw hole? Oh, that one's not shiny enough. Let's switch to a shinier screw. And for these also, you don't want to like really gank down too hard on them, because you can kind of tear up the pads around there. And really, I just made a mistake. You really want to leave all of your screws on your motherboard a little bit loose until they're all started. Normally with AT systems, you don't have to worry about that because you only are dealing with one. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is put in my video card to make sure that lines up properly. So, oh yeah, the video card we're going with here is an S3 Verge 86C325. It's a Diamond Stealth 3D 2000. So I was originally planning on using a rendition variete. I don't know the right way to say those. Back in the 90s, we didn't have videos to tell us how things were properly pronounced. So I want to use that one, but the performance was way lower, and so I have a feeling there's some sort of driver I need to install. .3D decelerator. Yeah, the 3D capabilities of these things were not particularly strong, but hey, for the time, it was fine. It was about as good as we would get. I actually did some testing this week, and I only was playing with Doom, but I had a PCI NVIDIA FX 5200 that I put in the 486, and it was actually way slower. But I have a feeling that has to do with the fact that the video card had 256 megs of RAM and the motherboard had 16. So I have a feeling there was some weird issues caused by that combination. Okay, so I'm going to screw this in. Have a good day, Garth. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I could probably send you a video card too. I have enough. I save video cards around here. I think I actually picked up a Vibra 16 at the VCF East swap meet. Okay, so before I crush this, let's put the sound card in. So again, it's our ESS audio drive, and we're using it 1869F. This thing, these always make sure that you follow the instructions on which side is the rear. Otherwise, you can create a little explosion. Don't ask me how I know that. Roger Huntley, thanks for stopping by. Yes, I have tons of hardware that I regret getting rid of over the years, but sometimes you just have to get rid of stuff. I still, my big one that I'm really upset about is I had an IBM Model 95, a PS2 Model 95. Reset, SP LED, keyboard lock, speaker. Yeah, there's no turbo switch on this one. Let's put put our speaker on. Yeah, we saw your comment, Mitch. Thank you. Reset switch. And it's our turbo LED. That. Hard drive LED, most likely. We'll see. Not totally sure which one of these. Oh, we can probably figure it out. Let's use our beat mode, figure out which one of these is ground, assuming that this motherboard is grounded properly. Nope. Okay, so I think the way this is going to work is that the positive is the first one, but we'll see later. It won't hurt anything if we hook it up wrong way. Hey, Tech Amber's here too. How you doing? Yeah, we saw the post and we had the feels for you. So earlier in the stream, I did a test run using a 46 motherboard with a Visa local bus. And so I used Doom 2 because we can actually get a frame rate counter with that. And we were getting, what was it, between like 3 and 10 frames per second. Not the greatest performance that you want to get out of a system trying to run Doom 2. So we're switching over to this system, which has PCI slots. Between the PCI slots, the faster video card there, and the faster bandwidth, the memory bandwidth on this board is about twice this bandwidth of the previous board. So I'm thinking that we should have pretty nice, a pretty nice improvement. I don't know if it's going to be usable or not with the 486, but we have a backup plan in case it's not usable with the 486. Okay, so that's all connected. Now we need to hook in our hard drive. So we're starting off with a 486 DX266. And as far as pure 486 boards, or pure 486 CPUs, that's the fastest one I have. I don't have a DX4100, but we have another thing we can try if this isn't so great. Yeah, so the video card can have a pretty big impact. So in my video description, I have a link to a Google Doc spreadsheet of some benchmarking I've been doing. I don't have any Descent benchmarking, but I have some Doom benchmarking. And you can see a bunch of the old ISA video cards and sort of compare them to Visa Local Bus and PCI video cards. So I use the DOSBench utility thing that Phil's Computer Lab created, and so all the data that's up there is basically thanks to Phil from his hard work. Okay, so one thing this motherboard has that we shouldn't need is a supplemental 3.3 volt power connector. I think we should be good without that. All right, so eventually I'll come back and make this all look pretty, but let's get to testing. This and keyboard and sound and video. And what else do we need? We need a mouse. Yeah, we need a mouse. Oh shoot, we're gonna need a CD-ROM drive. Which is actually a DVD drive out of a Mac. But it'll work. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, where's my power switch? There we go. Alright, let's switch up our camera. I hear the floppy drive. Oh. Here we go. Yay. Okay, we're posted. Let's switch that off. I think we have 2 floppy drives in this thing, so let's just do it right. So this motherboard is really nice. It has auto detect for the hard drive. Theoretically, maybe. Yeah, so this was working in the previous system. Okay, seems to have hung. Come on. Oh, there we go. I will note that for this motherboard, if you happen to come across one of these Zeos Rattlers, this multi-sector transfer thing was originally enabled, and it would not let me format a hard drive. It wouldn't see a hard drive that was previously formatted. It just made a mess. And so don't use that. Disable that. I'm going to get out of this. Shut this off. Okay. Let's go here. Make sure. Did I? Nope. Okay. You know what I did wrong? Can anyone tell me what I did wrong? Let's turn the lights back on. It's probably kind of hard to see here. I licked the wrong cable. No. Stripey-majig. There's a little angly connector cable in the wrong orientation. Yes. Stripe to pin 1. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully that didn't corrupt the hard drive. Knowing my luck this week, it probably did. Oh. Oops, excuse me. Let's go to... So one of the neat things about this board, as I mentioned before, it has the slot for the SCSI controller, the socket. There it goes. All right. And again, make sure this multi-sector transfer is disabled. All right, so we should be good. Let's put in our floppy drive just so that we can feel like we're doing good work here. This motherboard does not have a ton of adjustments for timings and stuff like that, so whatever it decides to do is what we're stuck with. So like some of the older boards, we get adjustments with our wait states and stuff like this. This board will not do any of that. Yeah, back, with some of those settings, it's like, all right, let's see what happens. And it's like, all right, yeah, it posted. Oh, the hard drive's corrupted. There we go. I don't know what's going on with me this week. I've corrupted 3 hard drives, and I just want to get through today's video and maybe play some Descent tonight. Hopefully we'll be all right. All right, we got a post beep. We got DOS. Can we see? Hi, mem. Yes. Okay. So for some reason, whenever the hard drive's corrupted before, we lost our high mem. Okay, so let's go to cd DOS bench. I corrupt a lot of people. As an educator, I thrive on corrupting our youth. Let's just do a Doom time demo real quick. As you can see here, folks, we have our shotgun approaching from the south. I love doing this. This is I think the best addition to my channel so far is just using my TV that I've had up here the whole time. Yeah. Looking forward to using this system for some real DOS gaming. I haven't had a dedicated computer inside, so my workshop is outside, separated from my house. I have my current gaming system inside the house, and I'm gonna have I'm gonna bring this computer inside once it's all tidied up. I'm sorry that the TV can't get a little bit more parallel to the camera. I'll try working on that. So 2602 real ticks. Let me do some quick math on that spreadsheet real quick. That's 28 frames per second, which is actually a little... Oh no, that's about right for this. Okay, yeah. Yep. Alright, so that's not bad. So 28 frames per second with a 486 DX266. Let's get out of here and let's... Oh, sorry, one second. Let's get out of here. Oh, nope. CD /CD D2 descent 2. We don't want to watch videos. I have no idea if any of my students watch my videos. I try not to advertise it one way or another. Alright, let's see here. So, we'll do a new game. Rookie. I have a Discord server for some of my stuff at school, and a couple of students have posted retro computer videos in that Discord server, which I think is pretty awesome. Alright, so this feels better than the last one, but alright, let's do our thing. Frame time, and then we gotta hit R. Okay. Alright, so yeah, here we're up to 15 frames per second. Our little frame counter. Ooh, 20 frames per second when we're not doing anything. That's not bad, really. Let's have it do the demo and let's see what that looks like. This is kind of wacky. I'm watching OBS, what's happening on the screen. Demo. Oh, we're still in the threes with a lot of stuff happening. Going up to 5. Woo! $10, $11, $12. So, I mean, as one bit said before, you can play some games when the frame rates are low, but it's not a pleasant experience. Oh, Descent is great. Oh, I love this. So, I mean, I always played Doom and stuff, but it was a different feeling when you're in full 3 dimensions. All right, so let's shut this off. Let's turn some lights on. So there are some options for the video. So that was running at 320 by 200, and you can actually set it up to 800 by 600. And there's like quality settings and stuff. Right now I have it all totally set to the highest quality stuff. Yeah, so you can go up to 800 by 600 on this one. So yeah, I mean, I can play this in a DOS box on my desktop and it works fine, but there's something about the original hardware that I love. All right, so this is another thing I got from VCF East. It was in a crappy 486 motherboard, but I was like, okay. And so the motherboard and the processor were $10. The same, this motherboard with a 486 DX266 was $10. So the deals at VCF East Swap Meet were really great, and I had a lot of fun there. So this is basically AMD. I think it's running at 133 megahertz. It's kind of the equivalent of a Pentium 75 for a lot of testing. So let's see how this one does. I know this is cheating. This is the secret weapon, yes. All right, we're getting post. And so the BIOS is picking it up as a DX2 100, which, yeah, close enough. Some of the other software picks it up as a AMD 133. Alrighty, where did I put my keyboard? Let's go right to Descent. We gotta go to new game. I'm not sure if there's a way to edit the INI file so that this thing happens automatically or not. So yeah, Pentium was the first thing that happened after 486. Frame time. Oh, look at this. We're almost getting 30 frames per second. And I'm sorry, I'm not really steering here. I'm just kind of making the computer do some stuff and watch the frame rates. So yeah, this helped out a lot. Alright, so let's get out of this and let's run that demo and see what kind of frame rates we get there. Shut off this light. Oof. Still only about 10 frames per second here. This demo is intense. Oh, it goes up to 23, 29. But yeah. It's still a lot. So I have one more thing that I want to try that I totally forgot to set up beforehand. Let's get out of here. Let's do the Doom time demo and double check that. I think I already ran this, but... yeah, Descent was later on, so you know it kind of wanted a Pentium, and I have a Pentium 166 AT style system that I could probably build. That I also got a VCFE swap meet, but I don't know. I wanted to push technology to its limits, right? Let's try to get this 486 and see how well it goes. All right, 1838 real ticks, or wait. Yeah, 1838 real ticks. Let's see what that number is. It seems kind of slow for this one. Nope, 40.6. That's exactly what I got before when I tested this. All right, so that's cool. Ooh, G400, nice. V-Switch Zero recently got a Matrox Parhelia video card that I've been wanting to get one of those to play with. So let's go back to here. All right, so get out of here. Z. All right, so I have one more secret to try. Get rid of our Kingston turbo chip. And we have the real deal Pentium Overdrive. Again, this one is definitely cheating. I mean, it says Pentium on it, right? But let's see what this one does. The sound on these are terrible, though. I hate it. This, what does it see it as? A P24T at 100 megahertz. So yeah, the BIOS isn't quite right. There is a newer version of this BIOS out there, so I should probably try that at some point. Gotta love the SCSI BIOS initializing. How fun is that? So what I want to do is get a blue SCSI working on this thing. I haven't used a blue SCSI on a PC really yet. Alright, so let's go to... I don't know if I ever checked to see if that Pentium Overdrive has a little bug on it or not. Seems to be hung. Might have lost. Might have pushed this thing too far. Can't handle it. Well, that's sad. Where's our reset? Uh-oh. This might be bad. Yeah, so the Pentium overdrive was just something Intel did to try to push the socket further. And, not all 486s could do it because some just had the standard size socket. Most 486s could use this one because you can see the socket is the same size as a regular 486. We corrupted our CMOS. Okay, again, so we're going to get rid of this multi-sector transfer. I think I had that disabled as well. And that. Okay. I also had this shut off. Yes. PC Scuzzy is fun. Yeah, right. It's called socket 4. This is socket 3 that's in this computer, which is the one that's compatible with the overdrives. All right, let's go to Doom and let's try that one. Yeah, this feels quite a bit faster. Go, Doom, go. 2020. Huh. I think this is actually slower. Yeah. So previously we were at 40.6 frames per second. This is 37 frames per second. That's kind of wild. I'd anticipated the real Pentium to be a little faster. All right, let's see if we can get descent going. There it goes. It was just cranky. Yeah, hovering around 30 frames per second here. Woo, woo, woo. Sorry, I'm just kind of working it. All right, let's see what the demo says. Thanks for stopping by, Roger. It was nice to see you. Let's look at our demo. Pentium 166 is most likely a socket 5. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's going to be a socket. Well, could be a socket 5. Really? Okay. I believe you. You know more than anyone, so we're going to go with Amber's statement. All right. Well, this seems to be a little bit faster. Still not as quick as I'd hoped, but that's all the aces I had up my sleeves. I think from wanting to make a 486 system standpoint, I'm gonna stick with the Kingston Turbo chip, because I mean it's a 486, so yeah. Alrighty, well, I guess what I'm gonna do is button this thing up and call it a day. Got to get all these drives mounted. I'm really upset that that I didn't get the other case able to use this system. I was really hoping to use that nice 1990s style case, but this is good enough. I'm really happy with the performance out of this 486. It's about as good as you can get for a 486. So yeah, this will be a fun little system just to show the oh geez. Oh, what an idiot I am. Just to show you what we're working with here. So, cool beige tower. It's gonna be a nice system eventually. Gonna pop this out for a second. Maybe I'll show it standing up. Oof. Sorry, 1 second here. Boop. There we go. Look at this guy. Ugh. So yeah, that's what we're working with today. So I think I'm gonna end this stream here. Thank you all for showing up. Always great to see Trina, One Bit Fever Dreams, Tech Ambrosia, Steve Mac 84, Starbuck Tech, and who else? Roger Huntley, new name that showed up on the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Eric's Edge, yes, Eric's Edge. Mitch Kramer, Justin D. Morgan. And am I missing anyone? Oh, Garth Beagle was here. And I think that's everybody. So thanks for coming by. It was good to see you all. And I hope you all have a happy new year. Have a good day, y'all. And have a happy, really have a wonderful new year. Have fun tonight, but have a really nice new year. Take care, y'all.